Okay. So, I've been a consultant for about 30 years. And for 30 years, I've inflicted on my clients all sorts of charts, bars, histograms, pie charts, thinking that would be the best way, to tell my insights, explain their reality to them. And then, at some point I came across art, came across clowning first, then improvisational theater, of course, painting, music. And I realized that good stories are a much better way to explain reality as well. In fact, probably realized that stories eat pie charts for breakfast. So today I'm going to use stories taken from art to convey some insights that I found in some of the biggest reports written by the most important global consulting firms like Gallup, like Great Place to Work, like Mercer, Willis Towers Watson, even the World Economic Forum. I summarized some of them, and I'm going to ask two friends to help me through that. So without further ado, let me introduce you to my first friend, a French painter called Théodore Géricault. Bonjour. My name is Théodore, and I was one of the pioneers of the Romantic movement in France in the 19th century. In 1819, I unveiled this work of art born from public outrage and deep investigations. What you see here is the shipwreck of the French frigate Medusa. Its captain, an incompetent aristocrat, abandoned his post and his people. And 147 souls were set adrift on a makeshift raft for days and days with no water and little food. 13 days later, they were found, but only 15 of them were still alive. So this is a story of despair, but it's also a story of resilience, of hope. And to paint this, I interviewed the dying people in hospitals, the survivors. And I wanted you to feel the splinters of the raft, the salt on your lips, and the sun beating on your head, like these people felt for 13 days. And what you see here is a pyramid of human bodies with dying people at the bottom and the grieving father up there mourning his dead son. But you see also up there somebody waving what was probably his shirt. And I don't know if you can see it from where you are, but there's a little ship on the horizon. Can you see it down there? Tiny little speck on the horizon. That's their hope. That's what they cling on to. These people are hoping to reach that. And most of them won't make it. So this is a story of the unshakable resilience of the human spirit. Thank you, Théodore. It was probably when Théodore painted this, he didn't realize that he was actually already painting a metaphor for today's time. I mean, this could be our workforce, our colleagues today. They are desperate in the sea. There's a storm. There's perilous waters. Allegedly, 8 million jobs will be lost over the next few years because of AI. We'll lose people, jobs. Allegedly still, 11 million new jobs will be created though. So there's still hope. People are seeing something on the horizon. Will they reach it? We don't know. Do they know? They don't know. The distance between the raft and that ship, that little speck down there, is the skills gap we need to fill to make it safely into harbor. Resilience. I didn't know you would speak about resilience today, by the way. What a coincidence. Lack of leadership. Where's Andrew? He spoke about leadership yesterday. A second coincidence. Leadership was lacking here. Resilience was there. Creativity, innovation. These are skills that these people will need to make it safely there. But what's there? What's that safe harbor? What's that goal they have? I'm going to ask my second and last guest to tell us a second story. Buongiorno. Betta. Buongiorno. My name is Raphael Sanzio da Urbino, but I know here in the States I'm known as Raphael, one of the Ninja Turtles. In 1509, I started this painting because His Holiness Pope Julius II commissioned me to decorate his rooms in the Vatican. At the same time, my friend Michelangelo, the other Ninja Turtle, was painting the floor, the floor di Cappella Sistina, the Sistine Chapel. Funnily enough, I painted him here. This is Michelangelo in my painting. What I imagined for this wall was dedicated to philosophy in the Vatican. So I thought, I'll create a temple of wisdom. So I imagine all the biggest thinkers of antiquity, Greek antiquity, in the same building, under the same roof. You see in the middle there, you see the two characters in the middle? One is Plato, one is Aristotle, his student. Plato is looking up at the realm of ideas, and Aristotle is gesturing down to the ground, because for him, reality is what counts. Two leadership examples, two role models together, disagreeing. Once wants the sky, once wants the earth. Peacefully discussing, debating, without fighting. Being role models for the other 56 figures in this painting. They are all philosophers, astronomers, mathematicians, big brains of the time. And they are all working independently because the leadership is there. They don't need to work with the leaders. They are there. The leaders are enough like that as models. And this painting, which is a massive one, by the way, includes a plethora of thinkers all working together in full harmony. It conveys a sense of wisdom, of peacefulness. And this is what I imagined for the Vatican. Pope Julius was very, very happy with me. Thank you. So, well, impressive. Two impressive artists. Thank you. Thank you, Raphael, as well. Yeah, indeed, this is a symbol probably of the power, divine power of the human intellects. With all these people together, with leadership at the very center, and this is what we are missing today. This is what was missing on the Raft or Géricault. There was no leadership. In fact, in that case, the leader abandoned the people physically. Here, not only they're there, but they are discussing together, they are working together, they are setting a good example for everybody. 21% of the world population is the percentage of engaged people today in the world, according to Gallup. That apparently means a loss of about $438 billion US in lost productivity. And if we want to fix that, that's the solution. Good leaders, setting the right examples, bringing engagement of people up, engaging everybody in a peaceful environment where discussions are possible, where leaders are visible but not invading. And this is the only way for us to reach that speck from the raft. This is the only way for our people to thrive and make it through the day. So this was really a journey from a terrible raft to a temple of wisdom where leadership is missing, and here it's leading, really leading what leaders should do. So I think as improvisers, we have a role to fill as well, with the power of our imagination, our listening skills, our collaboration skills, our capacity to build shared realities. This is what we need to do to help our leaders and our employees, our colleagues, to sail and navigate through the storm and make it safely into harbor. Thank you.